me so.
Tell me wetin man go do for this one where people not they talk. Nothing man go do for this life that people not they talk. If you do good, now them go talk. If you do bad, now them go talk. Tell me wetin man go do for this one where people not they talk. Nothing man go do for this world that people not they talk. If you do good, now them go talk. If you do bad, now them go talk. Oh mama eh, papa, you hear me so.
Oh mama papa, you hear me so.
Oh mama eh, papa, you hear me so.
Oh mama papa, you hear me so.
Oh brother eh, sister, you hear me so.
Oh brother sister, you hear me so.
Oh brother eh, sister, you hear me so.
Oh brother sister, you hear me so.
Anything you want to do for this life, better know the end before you don't have. Don't rush for something. Don't allow something can rush for your life. Be contented for what you have for as long as steady win the race. Anything you want to do for this life, better know the end before you don't have. Don't rush for something. Don't allow something can rush for your life. Be contented for what you have for as long as steady win the race. Oh mama papa, do you hear me so?
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 Oh brother sister, 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 do you hear me so?
Is to keep it up, brother. To be able to succeed is important that you appear successful. Some climb the ladder, others stand the low. Patience is the heart of hoping. Softly, softly catch a monkey. Acting about success is to keep it up, brother. To be able to succeed is important that you appear successful. Some climb the ladder, others stand the low. Patience is the heart of hoping. Softly, softly catch a monkey. Oh mama papa, do you hear me so?
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 Oh brother sister, do you hear me so?
Oh brother sister, do you hear me so?
Oh brother sister, do you hear me so?
Oh brother sister,
yes sir,
do you hear me so?
Huh? Now the thing, if you like to hear them, you know that you go your way. Tell me wetin man go do for this life that people not they talk. Nothing man go do for this world where people not go talk. If you do good, now them go talk. If you do bad, now them go talk. Tell me wetin man go do for this life that people not they talk. Nothing man go do for this world where people not go talk. If you do good, now them go talk. If you do bad, now them go talk. Oh mama papa, do you hear me so?
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 Oh brother sister, 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 do you hear me so?
Anything you want to do for this life, better know the end before you don't have. Don't rush for something. Don't allow something can rush for your life. Be contented for what you have for as long as steady win the race. before you do don't rush for something. Don't have something can rush for your life. You can't pay for what you have for as long as steady win the race.
Oh, hello and welcome on the program. Ndito Akwa Ibom is live today, and I know some of you am I with Tomensido Ndito Akwa Ibom in the Keki Ibaba. So we were trying to put some things in order. We are back now, so don't forget to invite your friends, those you know for the Honorable to Akwa Ibom to Akpa Mutongo Kupso Yimitang Fremi our program. On the show today, like we know, we have interview section. In fact, it's not gonna be like interview, it's gonna be like an interaction, okay, with Prof Offiong Aqwa. I believe that came of a video on the person already and Tanikon Mbara. Did that name sound so good and so familiar to you? And another section will be the talk about youth in diaspora representatives. They will be talking about their group and what to do. So, like you can see, we have about 2 important sections for you. It's not going to be boring like you think. So we are trying to bring more things to make you happy. We also have a comedy section, although it's not going to be live. I do a video 1 hour brother and is very interesting. So we said, okay, sometime I want to so today we have that as well on the show. So before I go further, I'm in Edna, the host of this program. So the music is called Radio. I think we should continue with the music, and when we return, we sang Kate here. Guest in fun adore Prof Offiong already. So please don't go away. Try to invite people. Share indicator contacts for Poroko, for say Facebook or YouTube. YouTube is there. Even I know some people live back at Facebook. Share the link, YouTube link. I don't know more so that they'll be able to watch to our YouTube link, because it's gonna be very interesting today. So let's go with that equal river.
Oh mama papa, do you hear me?
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 Oh brother sister, 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 do you hear me?
If I talk to tell me not true, if I don't like them and I lie. Not true you talk, brother. I think about success is happiness to keep it up. Oh mama papa, do you hear me?
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 Oh brother sister, 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 do you hear me?
If I talk to tell me not true, if I don't like them and I lie. Not true you talk, brother. I think about success is happiness to keep it up, brother. To be able to succeed, it's important that you have your successful. Some climb the ladder, others take the lift. Vision is the heart of hoping. Softly, softly catch monkey. Oh mama papa, do you hear me?
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 Oh brother sister, do you hear me? kere tupu money amani someone yene pari korongwan. I dedicate this song to all Akwa Ibomites, home and abroad. Obo
welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. And if you can see, Prof. Offiong Aqwa joining Ndito on the show. Good afternoon, sir. Good morning, sir. You're welcome on the show, sir.
Good afternoon, my sister. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, sir.
You're always well. You always look good. Akwa Ibom is lucky to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's really been long. We haven't talked about the issue in our state after the election.
Yes.
And there has been ups and downs from one court to another, down to the final court. So, instead he can pass all the up and down to okay, now the final judgment, okay, the highest court.
Yes.
So, what is the way forward now? What is the way forward for your Akwa Ibom state?
Yes, that is the question. Because now that the government in place, Governor Udom has received the final judicial stamp to run the state for the next few years until the next election. We as Akwa Ibomites, that is the question we're asking. What should be done next? What is going to be next step? Next step should be two steps. One step is for him to complete all those things he had promised. This is his opportunity to do this. He's not going to be worried about election. He's not going to be worried about INEC. He's not going to be worried about people going to the House of Assembly, try to take it down by force. He's not going to be worried about anything. He has full judicial political support. He won that election free and square. He won the House, he won the Senate. So he really now has enough for him to be able to run the state without a lot of roadblocks. That is one part of it. The second part of it, though, as far as I'm concerned, is who is going to be the next governor of Akwa Ibom? Who are we going to elect to the Senate in Akwa Ibom? Who are we going to support to be minister next time? That to me is something that we never did. As Akwa Ibomites, we've never been able, our political class have not planned for the future. Normally, people wait, and at the last minute, somebody will just wake up and say, okay, you be governor. And then everybody will start running around in circles. This is the time for us to look at those things. This is the time for us to get, Governor Udo Emmanuel to complete all of his promises, and also the time for us to start thinking about who do we want next? Who do we want? Do we want some of our politicians who have disappointed the state? Do we want old politicians? Because as far as I'm concerned, the old Akwa Ibom politicians have not helped Akwa Ibom. They have not. So do we want a fresh person? Do we want a fresh person? Should that person come from industry? Should it come from academia? What are the experiences of that person to run Akwa Ibom after this? Because this one we're talking about, Udom almost has maybe about 3 years and a fraction left. He doesn't have that much left. By next year already, they'll start talking about elections. So I think for me, Those are the two things we have to look at. What are the remaining programs for Udom Emmanuel to complete that he promised? Secondly, who is going to be the next governor of Akwa Ibom?
So
That to me is very, very.
What are the things governor need to complete that they promise
Yes.
during the campaign?
Yes.
People or whatever listen to you now. Yeah, I mean, you could put down my promise. So, do you want to put us into light what the promises in Yekenama?
Yes, so I think the thing is, because the way Minsa Akwa Ibom has been built in phases. The first phase in this particular republic was in 1999. Victor Ta, Obong Victor Ta, who is the father of our state, Obong Victor Ta came. Obong Victor Ta was an architect. He's the one who wrote the master plan for Uyo. Uyo, for Kitami, all of those roads you see, he had basically done the plan on paper for them. To me, he did play his role. He played his role in getting some of the in resource control along with others. He was not the only one. But after that, then Godswill Akpabio came. People might have issues. I have my own issues. Nobody's perfect. He came and he was able to build some of the roads, even though the problem I had was that he indebted the next government because he borrowed too much money from Julius Berger, basically. But outside that, though, he did his own part. That was his part. What we never had in the state was employment. We did not have industry. We did, because you are not going to eat the road. You are not going to eat those buildings. People have to work. We used to have Akwa Ibomites leave Akwa Ibom. Upuniyen normal university kuyo. Ainado is going to go and beg northern elite ka Abuja for utum. Ainado yaka Lagos the southwestern Yorubas who own the banks, they own the newspapers, they run almost everything. So it is important that a governor in Akwa Ibom be able to at least try with whatever budget he has to create employment. That is what Udom. So the answer to your question is Udom viewed his own role as creating employment and improving healthcare. Those seem to me to be the two big things that he had promised to do. How do you create employment? Create employment, there are different ways to do it. You cannot create employment by hiring people into government. All those civil servants, my sister, those civil servants, anything. So to me, you create employment by creating industry. And that is what my understanding is Udom wants to do. He wants to expand on the industries he created. He has started some small industries, which was a start, but he needs to expand it. He needs to build bigger industries. He needs to employ Akwa Ibom people. To me, that's the biggest problem. That is why you have politicians, they hire thugs. All those young people who those people, they're trying to be PA. You know, they can do PA to PA to PA. Yakrewo commissioner, chief of staff, and PA don't near PA, and because of fun. It actually happens. All those PA, I can use them. It's in a mock industry. More learn a trade. And that is what I think Udom wants to do. Udom wants to expand on, those things like the toothpick factory and the new paint factory in Etinan.
There was a time rumor fly that this toothpick and mommy pencil and all that. Outside.
Yes, the government denied it. I mean, the government denied that they're making the toothpaste. The government denied it. The government simply said that I provide evidence. That can they provide the evidence? The one that I know about, for example, do something like the peacock paint, because before a lot paints especially that the government used to get contract. Outside paint. Now there is a mandate. Almost every painting done that the government is connected, they have to use the peacock paint, which is made in Etinan, which is run by an engineer. So to me, I'm just mentioning one. Obviously, you have other things that they have been trying to do. The key, though, to me, is to increase employment. That's a big problem. As I said,
but you are just talking about I was just condemn our PA, everyone. But they are creating job for them.
Actually, what you want, those PA, they become thugs during the election. I hope you know that. So for them, well, I'm just saying, for them, when you can pay a trade, PA is not a profession. PA is just sitting there until it's time to go and cause problem during election. What you need, though, is not work at factory. A technical trade. A bubble song, a highway engineer, a highway technician. And it seems to me that is what the government is trying to do. Move all those people away. And by the way, y'all know, let me give you a quick example, Edna. And this example, because the Aqwa Ibom are listening to this broadcast, I would ask anybody to contradict me on this. Before now, you had close to almost 600 to 700 PAs to the governor. Think about that. I remember I might the Akisan Convention, KUS. I kept almost 100 people come to the PA. The special assistant, whatever they are. Right now, that has been sharply reduced from my knowledge. I'll be surprised if they even have up to 50 special assistants. Those things have been shrunk because it's a waste. It's not sustainable. You want those people to, no matter what government in the private sector. That is what we want. And I think that is what the government, from my understanding, is trying to create.
What this PA you're talking about, people say that because election.
Yes.
So election might maybe in 2022 here might recruit more PAs so that they can do work underground work for the election. You know.
Yes.
And you agree with me for that. That you talk about how would you succeed? They hear me. Okay, you talk about the old people, and then but we forgot that for what they said, for what we have heard, what's for thing in group that Pabio we will take the team on so now
yes
maybe our governor somebody else and take the team on by so for your own point of view, is that how it's supposed to be?
Okay. I do agree that there nobody somebody you cannot do that. I do agree that it's wrong to say but let us remember something, that this is politics. In politics, war England for record that blonde bombshell, that man near that with the blonde hair who is the prime minister. And supporters, and it does not necessarily mean near their own independence. Because, for example, God's will was brought there by Akwa. Akwa brought God's will from Lagos. But during the campaign, though, during the nomination for governor, it's hard for you to tell the governor to support nobody. It's very hard. Let him support anybody he wants, but the public don't need to be able to choose their own governor. That is the key. Governor can't support anybody. He has a right. You cannot tell him who support or back it. So I have no problem with that. All I know is that let's have democracy where everybody will vote to nominate that person. That is the key. And to nominate that person, we can begin now to talk about who do we want? What type of person do we really want? Hello, Edna, can you hear me?
Yes, of course. I'm here. I can hear
you. Yes. So the question to me, though, who do we want? Because if we chose that person, do we want somebody in the mold of Udom? Do we want a professional? Do we want a senator, a serving senator? What do we want? No matter what the governor wants, nobody. By the way, it is very possible that governor could bring somebody and then that person will come and do his own thing. But you will agree with me. In front of me, Udom is something. Akpabio has no power over Udom today. That's the problem with politics. To me, no matter who brings anybody, let that person be capable. Puro governor be better what he did. Fine, you're capable. Puro bon you be better what he do. Fine, you're capable. Puro nkambo nudu I be better what he do. Long as a wodo, a love of Akwa Ibom, I don't worry about who brings the person.
And let's talk about education, because you can
Yes.
see so many things. Offiong with, in fact, so many Offiong with Ndito Offiong with need. I did one video make it one time. It may so what they do, and Ndito Offiong with more. They don't get this girl the classroom. It's quite well. Now,
Yes.
so when you, yeah, but Offiong with them about 7 or 8 years ago, which is
Yeah.
Udom was not there at that point, at that time.
Yes.
So yeah, one thing. Nanta woke by already to fix from Guido before this time.
Yes.
So do you think and do you believe that this last our governor near me so will be able to change so many things in the educational system? As a prof.
Yes. Yeah, so if you don't mind, Yang Tang combine both education and healthcare at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. Because I mean, though I actually teach people in the medical profession. I'm originally trained as a medical doctor myself. That's my original training. I'm a professor at the medical school. The thing around them, what I want to say, let's take education together, because what you have said is true. Usually, the government. Why is it that we can treatment doctors? Government would normally tell you, you don't more. This is about 10 years ago, nothing happened. The same thing with education. People more dilapidated schools, all those type of places. What do you want me to do? I just came. Well, those excuses will not work, and they have not worked. Because to me, when you win election, it is your responsibility to do to solve the problems you find on ground. Yeah, I take healthcare. I'm talking about healthcare because I was involved in healthcare. I was a consultant to the Akwa Ibom state government. I did the audit of 45 general hospitals in Akwa Ibom state and 287 healthcare centers when Senator Akpabio was governor. I was invited. I came to Akwa Ibom. I spent a couple of years to do that. In fact, when I finished, I presented a report to the State Executive Council at an emergency meeting where I went over all of the work that I did and all of my suggestions about how to improve healthcare in the state. So the hospitals were dilapidated, like 90-something% of them. In fact, there were only 3 hospitals in Akwa Ibom. I'm talking about 2010 or so. That time that Goswill came newly into a second term, just before Udom took over. In the whole Akwa Ibom, it was 3 hospitals. 3. Ikorekpene General Hospital, Emmanuel Hospital in Naked, and one other hospital in Oron. Those were the 3 hospitals that were kind of barely functioning in the state. Barely. I mean, if you take a place like Uyo, Anwa was a joke. I mean, I remember going to Anwa and I spoke to radio there. People criticized me because I said to them that Anwa is much more like a place that people go to die instead of a place where people go to get health care. So they went in your area, for example, there was no real serious hospital. This is what has happened. I'm talking about this because I'm actually aware of it. I have done some work because of me. As an Akwa Ibom citizen, no matter who is governor, if they invite me, come and help the state, I'll be happy. I'm a very critical person. I say a lot of things that I think should be done right, and I'll criticize whatever government in place, not to talk about the ones that have taken our oil, the market woman in Lagos, he became a different program for that one. But if you take Akwa Ibom itself, I've been very critical of the governments in Akwa Ibom, but even then, I am ready. Anytime, use your expertise in this. I've always been ready and able to stand up for it. When Godswill Akwa Ibom was there, I did some work for the state. This one, Udom Emmanuel came. I came to Akwa Ibom with some experts from Duke University. We did some work in emergency medicine. So that's not the thing. So because of that, I'm aware, for example, that Itombang Hospital, when it's time for the phone, let them call me and tell me it's not true. Itombang Hospital, for example, has been done. It was a complete joke. I was in Itombang. I wrote about Itombang. I went there. I met the medical superintendent. I met everybody in Itombang. I had very specific recommendations for the government years ago. But today, though, long after I finished my consultancy, Itombang has now been built, and it is supposed to be a halfway decent hospital. A Tinan General Hospital, I've been told, have been built. I have been to Itombang. I've not been to Tinan General, but this is the report I've received. So my understanding is that some things have been done. The commissioner they have there, Dr. Dominic Upong, you know me, I don't praise politicians. I do not praise politicians. You're not going to hear me sit here, but Dominic is one of the most honest people. And I'm saying this seriously. Because I'm telling you, Edna, in front of the public. People don't talk about this type of things publicly. In Ministry of Health, Akwa Ibom, Upudo doctor, for young promotion, and I know bribe, and I know director, and I know assistant director. Then can't promotion, but since Dominic has gone there, the doctors have been shocked. You can get promotion on merit. On merit. For the first time in the history of Akwa Ibom State. So to me,
how can you prove that, Prof?
Because Akwa Ibom is a very small place. You know what I'm saying?
Those people are close to the Commissioner for Health.
Not close to commissioner. If they are close to healthcare, the Ministry of Health, any director, assistant director, people interact with the healthcare situation.
Like you said before, they might have PA on PA and PA and PA and PA. That's not a chain of
yes,
that kind of link.
Yes,
and then
yes,
get what they want.
But I get, but what I'm telling you that we don't want this. Look, Edna, more book at Fiona for the commissioner. If within 6 months, if I'm over, meanwhile, people are dying of in the hospital, people would know. Anyway, whatever the case, though, this is what I am aware of. Now, education, I'm not aware of a lot in education, to be honest, because I'm talking about something that I've witnessed, something that I've seen in healthcare. But in terms of education, though, there's been a lot of criticism. In fact, there were a series of articles that were written in Premium Times, actually, by an Akwa Ibomite showing schools dilapidated with buildings falling down, roof falling down, a whole lot. I don't know the situation about that. Maybe when people make the phone call, they will talk about that and tell us, because the government says it has improved it. Me, I cannot say what I have not physically witnessed it, but that's the thing. But the thing is this, as I said, the main answer to your question is any government comes in cannot sit there and cry about what the other government did. It is your responsibility.
They have to take over from where the previous
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Because let me give you an example. Like right now, this is my understanding of, but again, I call me a program for me, I do a but for you don't gather. I hear that a jam, for example, Akwa Ibom state government pays for it, no matter who you are. There's some things that the government does in education. Now, if it's not true, people will call and say, what do you mean? It's not true. You know, so I've heard about things like that. But as I said, I will not claim something that I don't have 100%. I've read about it. And to me, I don't really rely on what I read. I normally prefer to see it with my two eyes. But healthcare, it is a responsibility. The government cannot sit around and blame anybody. They have to do it now. All those places we saw people sitting outside, I hope it has been done, because this was said at the beginning when Udom first came, that the roofs are off, the teachers are not there. Those things are the responsibility of government. That he should continue doing that for the next few years that he has to try to build up our healthcare. Because we can complain all we want, make all company hire, but how can you be hired when you don't have education? And education is something we cannot blame some Hausa Fulani for education. We can create our own educational system there in our state. We can build the schools there. We can hire the teachers there. That one we cannot blame outsiders.
Okay. So now, you are telling us that we should believe in our government that it's gonna do better for us. Is that what you're telling us?
That we, number one, Edna, we have no option, right? Number one, the government is there. We have to make them do the right thing. Even though we are going to tell them we are not doing it, but you must do it. And you must enlist the help of everybody to do it. The help of the expats in Nigeria. It means a lot of expats outside the country. Take something like education. Take something like education. There is an Akwa Ibomite who is running one of the largest educational systems in the United States, Offiong in Georgia. The educational system of Offiong is run in Georgia is almost as big as the whole of the educational system in Akwa Ibom. People like that, you can take his expertise. He doesn't have to live there. He can offer advice. He can come in and bring all kinds of new ways of thinking. So the government needs to expand. It doesn't have to be only Morocco, Akwa Ibom. Maybe some people in Lagos, maybe some Akwa Ibomites who are doing very well in education in Abuja, maybe in London, maybe Singapore. I don't care what it is. The world is very narrow these days. You know, in those days, I guess, you know, America, met you item mega rock boat, be London, 3 months, it gives a move on work in London. That time is past. Now, the world is very small. You can get advice from anybody.
Okay, so
yes.
Now you're talking about just I was talking that government you should like get people living outside Akwa Ibom involved at least so that they'll be able to develop Akwa Ibom very well. But I mean, I don't know if you
Yes.
agree with me. We have a guest sometime on the show, I think sometime last year or so, and he said that even though some of us living outside, that we are
Yes.
not even trustworthy as well. That when they
Yes.
say they want to come in, they want to come in. By the time you invite them, you discover that what they maybe proposal, whatever when they investigate, they discover that they get to sue. So if
Yes.
we or people living outside doing this, sewing all this into them, so how do you think they will be able to trust people like us?
Oh, I think it's very easy for the present government because they have experience already. They have experience. So it's not as if they'll be surprised or they don't know that they're fraudulent people. They have experience. The example of the experience I gave to you was healthcare. When this new governor became governor, if you remember, event, do you remember that death in that hospital, that church?
Yeah.
Where and there was a problem. We had to bring in people from Port Harcourt for emergency rescue. Akwa Ibom did not have a legitimate EMS, emergency medical services. Akwa Ibom did not have it. It is after that, the governor, the commissioner for health reached out for help. And we came in, we helped train people who now have certification. Today, Akwa Ibom has close to 40 people who have certification in ACLS, Advanced Cardiac Life Support. That certification is from American Heart Society. American Heart Society. We came in with 3 people from American Heart Society, 3 white men who came with us, and they came and we did the training, we tested it, we have people there. Before 5 of us came, Commissioner of Health demanded we should send our qualifications, our CVs. We had to send our CVs. So in your CV, you are going to write your qualification. They know who you are. You work somewhere. New York University. The other guy Duke University. Another one Medical School, University of North Carolina. Do you really think we will leave those type of good jobs we have? No, this one need them over 1 penny. It's not going to happen. It's not. When you have a quality of people, nowadays CV don't argument. So when you doc of and come into expert in a particular field, you can Google it, you can look at my CV, you can contact my university, you get the certification. For example, when we came there, for me to be able to teach those things, I needed certification myself. I got my own certification from American Heart Association. You can Google it, AHA. You can go there, you can call them, they will list. My name is there. So how can I possibly be fraudulent there? So there's some things you can do. That is different though. From
Okay,
a
Prof,
shop,
I'm going to be taking some questions here. Some people send
Okay,
me this question. Somebody here from Benjamin.
no problem.
From Benjamin. Benjamin said, Prof, what voluntary service have you offered to your state as part of your contribution to the progress of the state?
Yes, so the voluntary, actually my voluntary service, I've done it over years, and I kind of don't want to repeat. I talked about how we did something for the government a couple of years ago. Apart from that, I went to ExxonMobil. And asked ExxonMobil to help train Akwa Ibom doctors, especially the doctors that work in the catchment area where ExxonMobil is operating. In those 5 local governments, Esreket, Eket, Ona, Ibno, and all that, I went there, I got a grant of millions of naira from ExxonMobil. I did that voluntarily. I got a grant. We trained almost 200 and something doctors and nurses. Luckily for us, we had an Akwa Ibomite there, Udom Inoyo. Udom Inoyo is executive vice chairman of ExxonMobil. Udom had to intervene because they didn't, those Yoruba elites, they did not want us to be able to do this in Akwa Ibom. He intervened. We were able to get that funding. He stood with us, made sure we were able to come. We came to Eket. We stayed in the urban hotel. We did all of these things. We trained those things. Those things is on record there. We trained doctors, we trained nurses. So that is just one voluntary thing that I'm doing. But there are other voluntary things that I'm doing. And if it's like an individual help, nobody announces individual help. But I try as much as possible to do voluntary things for the state. I've done so many different instances. I was just naming the most recent ones.
Okay. Now, well, I know that the phone line is open. If you have any question or you want to contribute to what Prof is saying, you can all call the number on the screen. There. Remember to put plus. So, or if you want me to call it for you, it's the number. That's WhatsApp. Well, if you want to use WhatsApp, you want to call direct, still okay. So you can call plus 4477188244440, or you can send me your question just like someone did, and I'll be able to read your question to Prof, and the Prof will respond to it. If you just choose to just quiet and listen to Prof and watch Prof talking, well, thank you for watching. Continue, but don't forget to share and invite people to join you and watch it as well. Now, Prof, Akbene, I mean, I don't know if how long, but I know from my investigation, from my findings, Akbene maybe are we doing something what they call low cost housing, Akwa Ibom. Do you think that
Yes.
things like that will change under this Ukara His Excellency in Army? Because I remember last year they were having Commissioner for Housing and Special Duties. I could remember somebody
Yes.
saying that they want to build some low-cost housing for poor people of Akwa Ibom State. But after that, nobody could know anything again. Do you think that if that was an idea, that this our governor will move it forward, will make it happen?
Well, the low cost housing is clearly a good idea. I mean, there's housing shortage, Kuyo, for example, which is really where most of the civil servants work. Most of the people who work in Akwa Ibom are civil servants. Most of them. Akwa Ibom, we don't have industry, we don't have all these big Lagos banks. So most people actually work around that Uyo area. So I think it's incumbent upon the government to actually to build low cost housing. They could build low cost housing. They could provide mortgages to especially the civil servants that live around that Uyo area and others depending on their income. I don't know exactly the government policy, I mean, what the government has been able to do about this. But just like you said, the government had announced that they're commencing low-cost housing. I am not sure how far they have gone with this. Maybe the listeners would probably have something to say about this. But low-cost housing is very, very important. Right now, Bukaku, you go and rent the apartment to go and say, yeah, but is 1 million in 1 year. That is unconscionable. So it is the government can basically affect that market by using the resources of Akwa Ibom, tie it to people's incomes where they can get mortgages and are able to live, close to where they work and close to where they educate their children. A lot of people, even civil servants, that time has passed. What all the way from Eket just to come and work in Akwa Ibom. So I think it is the responsibility of the government to provide housing. It will be of benefit to both the government and to the citizens themselves.
Okay. What about I'm not gonna talk about ExxonMobil before.
Yes.
Is it true that the headquarters are by more by that or they want to make your headquarters Akwa Ibom, maybe the head office or whatever headquarters? I don't know what the main headquarters or head
Yes.
office.
Well, yes, I know there's been the building some kind of there's an office that they're building.
Some kind of.
But the thing is this, yes, well, they're building an office. The building, there's a big office building at the building. But the thing is, though,
where is that? Which part of Akwa Ibom can build that?
I believe it's in Eket. I believe in Eket. At least I know it was announced. As I said, I have not seen it physically. But let me say something about that. Years ago, we had formed a group, me in the US, led by Tom Beke-Kanem, where we petitioned ExxonMobil. We petitioned ExxonMobil that the headquarters should be moved to Akwa Ibom. Let them move it to Ibno, where the oil is produced. Let them move it to Eket. Because why is it that we produce all this oil and everybody lives in Lagos? And then they fly them into Ibno to come and work every morning. When we produce this, when we are the #1 income earner of oil in the country, my understanding is that ExxonMobil, in principle, have agreed that the headquarters should be there. The former excuse used to be that the government build headquarters in Akwa Ibom. I will not call it an excuse because it was true. Those governments, they did not want the headquarters to leave the southwest. When is that Lagos is not producing a single drop of oil? That is one of the bones of contention that we have as Akwa Ibom people. And we are not foolish. I'm not going to blame ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil themselves cannot just come and build headquarters there. The central government has to agree. And the central government, you need to argue for us at the level of central government. The central government are the people see no ExxonMobil contract, no ExxonMobil exploit oil, Nigeria. So if the central government tell them you are not building headquarters in Uyo, they're not going to build it. So our job is to confront our own federal government. It's really a mistake for people to think, oh, ExxonMobil. What is ExxonMobil going to do? It's a foreign company that relies on the government. It has to be nice to the government. It's not going to want to offend the central government, because those ones can yank their oil license in 3 seconds. So we need to know who to place blame, because that's the mistake sometimes people make. To me, the blame is on the cement. If the Buhari government today, boys, ExxonMobil, I give you 1 year, move the headquarters from Victoria Island to Uyo or to Ibno or to Isreket or to Ona or to Oron or to any of those areas where they produce oil, it will happen. It will happen. So let's direct our criticism to the correct venue. It is our government that has refused to let these companies do it.
So what about our seamstress? The ones are using.
Well, you may be interested to actually know this. There's some of the fora I belong to, and you'll be very surprised that we actually have Akwa Ibom people who are sitting there and saying to me, well, it's not Buhari's fault. It's not Babangida's fault. What do you want us to do? That woman is the second richest woman in the world after Oprah Winfrey. Second richest. Every single penny that woman has made is from Akwa Ibom oil. Sometimes I feel ashamed to keep quiet as an Akwa Ibom person, to see that type of injustice from Mado. That man owns tens of billions. People will tell me, oh, go critique Mado. Well, fine. You can say Kesh is an individual. But you know what? A quarter for the individual, no, nota. I mean, yeah, the Vonko. Because Unamado belong to us. So that woman was a seamstress. I guess they come from one Babangida. Was a seamstress in Lagos. I'm being blunt. She was a seamstress in Lagos. And my thing is this: I could be non or block seamstress. Do you yo ukuka rock and them? Do rock and them go yo? Yakadai take come for. Yeah, I been that all like that woman. I mean, yeah, man, kunomian. Ben cannot the woman. At least our Maya the Eddie Bob Mufo Kuyo, Etren Mowo Kuyodo. This is one of the big problems I have against the Nigerian state. The total, the amount of money that woman oil block, Edo Akwa Ibom budget in 100 years. Akwa Ibom receives about 9 billion to 10 billion derivation every month. So who calculate in a year, maybe 120 billion right now? Naira. That woman owns $20 billion worth of oil, of Akwa Ibom oil. But then $10 billion dollars multiply by zero exchange rate, 300 and something. That's Akwa Ibom budget in 100 years. That's how I made my calculation. That's why people like me, we are not going to be quiet. We have spoken. I have petitioned the United Nations, and I'll be very straight with you here. I have had the government actually contacted my university. Okay, what can we do? I mean, I'm like, I can't talk to them personally, but I can tell them one thing: return the oil block to us. Okay, I had Indimi from my degree. I had Indimi Edo Ayin Baba Ayin Buhari is married to one of Buhari's daughters. Indimi owns close to 30 billion this thing. Indimi once at the University of Uyo, I did donate me, is it $50,000 more work for what? The oil belong to us. Indimi was a trader in my degree market. Trader, can you do? So the rest of us, often, he can we're all over the world. Ninia oil block. And yet trader can market in the oil. You know?
Prof, before we had NDDC managing director, Aketogo Nsimaikere.
Yes.
And
yes.
Some people said Kiri didn't do anything while
yes.
he was there. Now we have Minister Adogo Babi.
yes.
So now, don't you think that Ketin will be more better, because this Niger Delta issue here has to do with the oil minister. Ayenin Adogo, the minister, that oil area. Don't you think that this oil block all this seamstress
well, it is not going to happen. I'll tell you why. Right now, by the way, Akwa the Minister of Niger Delta. It is the Minister of Petroleum, see control oil block. Ido Senator Akwa. Oil block is awarded by the Federal Ministry of Petroleum. Edna, do you know who is the Minister of the Federal Ministry of Petroleum?
I don't know.
Muhammadu Buhari. Have you noticed? Enyedo president, all the other ministry, petroleum wasn't get bad. What type of thing is that? A president who is a minister, and Edo minister. When good luck was there, a woman minister, and ben minister, that's the president, Edo minister, and that's why in law.
President, Edo minister of Petroleum.
Yes, that's correct. After Manga Town, or you can Google it. People who are listening to me should tell me I'm not saying the right thing, but I'll repeat. The Federal Minister of Petroleum in Nigeria is the president. And the reason I don't know, because in Monday, and that ministry as an under his own portfolio as a president of a country. Because as a president, he can assign ministers. That's the first Nigerian president that I know. Eben minister isn't get bad. That shows you how important that particular ministry is. Akwa Ibom, Minister of Niger Delta. By the way, Edna, are you aware of the budget that Ekeno, Minister of Niger Delta, recently?
No.
Budget Ekeno, Niger Minister of Niger Delta, do 22 billion naira. Let me put it in context for you. 22 billion. In Akwa Ibom, governor used to collect 30 billion a month. Irami, you're the minister, 22 billion for the whole year. Ekeno, Minister of Niger Delta, that is nothing. That is nothing. He's sitting in that ministry. I don't blame him for that one. I have other issues with him because he wants to probe him. That's a separate thing. Which, as far as I'm concerned, no, could prove in a camp for.
Let's see. I think we have a call on the line. Let's see. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mr. Benjamin and I'm calling from London.
Okay. What do you want to say to our guests today?
Okay.
More
I
don't mind.
have a little question to the Prof regarding the question I asked him initially. Do you understand about the training he said he offered to some people in the catchment area in Naked that is sponsored by
Yes.
the ExxonMobil
Yes.
in Naked?
Yes.
So the question goes that Prof, with due respect,
Yes.
I'm not trying to be rude or something. I just want to have my facts straight here so that at least I need to be convinced myself as well because somebody that is from that catchment area as well. I'm a little bit in the know. I know what is happening in those areas and some activities that's going on. The activities you said that you people actually carried out. Because my question initially was that, was it a voluntary service by you to your states? For 4 years, you had some grants from ExxonMobil, the carry out those projects in those areas.
Yes.
I mean, okay.
Yes.
So since you said it was a grant from ExxonMobil, was that as part of the corporate social responsibilities that should be carried out by ExxonMobil? You understand? It's already embedded into their agreement with the federal government and the government as a whole to carry out, or was it out of the persuasion you persuaded them to carry out? Please, I really need to know this.
Okay, thank you very, very much. I think that is a very, very serious question, and it's a very smart question, and it's a very focused question. This is the thing. I was doing emergency medicine for Akwa Ibom State. The government in Akwa Ibom had asked me to train to create a new emergency medicine system in Akwa Ibom. I tried my best. The government would not provide enough funding for that. So we did not really do that much with it. I was frustrated. As a matter of fact, in those days, I packed my things. I said, I'm coming back to New York. I've tried my best. The one I was trying to do for the government. At that time, I then spoke with Udo Minoyo, who was at that time the director. He was an executive director of ExxonMobil. In fact, I mean, this thing, the government talks a lot, it does not bring funding. People are dying. In those days, most cases, you don't walk a motorcycle. And I really felt that how can I be, with the type of money our state was collecting, why can't we create a system, a 911 system, a motorcycle, a code ambulance, This was how this was my initial idea. But government. So it was then, well, as a private sector, what would you be able to do? I mean, but look, you are ExxonMobil, you are benefiting from the society. I would love to be to come and do the same work for them. The thing I don't tell, it was, remember, it was never in their budget. It was not. I don't know this particular specific training, because we did training, we provided. Another thing I need to mention to you so that you know, this one was not even ExxonMobil. I used my own money. All what I'm telling you, I can document. I was documented. It was done in Naked. who was a former federal minister of housing, was the chairman of the closing ceremony in that event. I brought in ophthalmic surgeons from Maxi Vision in Lagos. They came, we did eye exam free of charge. That was my money. That was not ExxonMobil. But that was also part of this thing. ExxonMobil had agreed based on my request. And by the way, when I made this request, they said, oh, Kaka will propose and will propose. Do you know that it took me a year of struggle? Because I know that the non-Akwa Ibomites there, the Southwestern elite there, they did not want to do that project. They refused. They fought me on that thing. It was a fight, a bitter fight. In fact, if Inoyo did not intervene and insist that they must do it, it would not have happened. So I'm giving you, what I'm doing here, I'm giving you a chronicle, since you asked a more comprehensive question. So a direct answer to your question, I don't know. Number one, well, you can say corporate responsibility, but I forced them to do that corporate. They never did it before until I came. Even when I came, it took a year where the non-Akwa Ibomites were trying to block it, and Udom Inoyo insisted it should be done. That's how we did it. That's number one. Number two, at that ceremony, that day, the day Ndo SSN came and we held that big event in Eden Hotel, KK Eden Hotel. I'm sure you know that hotel. That's where it was held. At that ceremony, I brought in ophthalmic surgeons. I flew them in on my own money. This was a different thing, just that I did the whole thing together, and we did the whole eye screening thing. We did, help some people who had eye problems in a kid. So that's the answer to your question. I can't hear you. Edna, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Just now, yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you right now.
Okay, I was talking to the caller. I said, if you are not satisfied with the question or you still want to ask more question or for clarification, you can ring back and then you say, put you to sorry. I think my hand mistakenly pressed the end button for your call.
Oh.
And know that. So that's what happened. Sorry about that. So please.
So you did not hear what I said?
No, I said I'm talking to the caller because I think he wanted to say more. So my hand mistakenly pressed end button. So that's why maybe the caller was on. So I'm asking the caller if he wants to call back. That's fine. That's fine.
I get it.
Yeah.
Understand.
So Prof, well, we're still in the development or what we should expect from Akwa Ibom, from this Ukala Nibari.
Yes.
Well, now we talk about Ibom Sea. That is another thing that we know that it can generate money for our state. Can also create.
You mean the seaport?
Is it okay? The seaport or whatever. So that can also generate money for our state. That can also create a lot of opportunity for young people of Akwa Ibom State, instead of being PA like you said. So this thing have been, I think we got a caller again because let's hear. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. What's your name?
Yeah, this is a call again. My name is Benjamin Antel.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I think that was the last caller. Okay.
Can I carry on?
Yes, please, you can.
Yes, please.
Okay, Prof, thanks so much for your time and your explanation. You've done well, and this shows that you're a man with an ear to the ground. I really appreciate your kind of person, though you are in the public view right now. But I would like us to really educate people from mine and your own perspective for them to understand that what you just said. I've seen where you've placed selflessness in your own duty, and due to the fact that you went all the way to use your own personal money to fund some of those things for us. But I've loved you to explain or make the whole of people understand that ExxonMobil from inception, you understand, owes us a duty of care, owes an average person a duty of care to actually carry out some sort of responsibilities when it comes to social amenities and all those things that will elevate or that can set our lives into a very different level altogether. Me and you know very well that before a contract is signed by the federal government from the higher level, that there's something we call corporate social responsibility, which is always
that is true
in the contracts of those people that comes to carry the operation in our region.
Yes.
They owe us the duty to
Yes.
build us football fields. They build hospitals and do every other things for us to benefit as a host community. You use that word catchment area. When you say catchment area, it means a whole lot to people. Some people might not understand what you mean, but when you say catchment area, we really understand that if Bunyam won the way we will, Bunyam what you know, but even come for use for his own good or for the good of the entire society. They owe you a duty more than I'm going to have before. But when I look at what is happening in our region, there's oil spillage, there's so many things. Fishermen have not been able to fish, which was our primary source of income in Aqwa Ibom State before the exploration of oil. And all these things that is going on in that very area. So when my time continue with ice creams and beauty, it makes it look as if the ExxonMobil has done something for us that we should wake up and clap our hands. No, it is not true. Even the state government owes us a duty of care to actually push ExxonMobil as a company to carry out these corporate social responsibilities that they actually agreed from inception to do for us as a company. They're region, you know what I mean? So market now for what selfless can should have nothing to do with being selfless. It's something that should be carried out as a normal thing. Then here's the administrative. So are we saying to ourselves, or are we telling the whole of Bible to that then the top politicians and all these things they cannot use their power to say to ExxonMobil, my friend, from inception, this is what was agreed. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do without even clapping their hands and carrying all the glories to themselves. Isn't it something that should be done on a very normal basis? So I was the United States where we for any try any help, which is very good. I respect you so much for that. It shows that things are not working properly because it is not something that you should use your own personal funds to do. Personal funds should be channeled to something else that has to do with helping local people in the area to at least create another sort of awareness to your own way. Even though we don't step up and they will take responsibility. I don't most individual that so that as you've been able to reach out to UN and the rest of the people that you should be able to tell them that we have not seen any sort of corporate social responsibilities that have been carried out in our region up to the day like today. So I'm saying each companies and every individual so that because I know that we contribute immensely to the upkeep and the life of our people back home. But nobody from the way you send money to your cousins, the way you send money to your mom, to the way you send money to everybody just to help them educate them in so many ways. It is a joke. It's a big joke. It's a big joke. So the very moment we channel our effort, our energy and fight the right fight, we will be able to arrive at the win-win solution, which is what an African person wants. So, and I think it's high time we stop praising the government because they have not even offered us anything. As a human being, make a talk with no one. You can with from your nursery level to your primary level to your secondary level. Those one over point go to grant. You've not collected anything like free education from anybody. The against state like America or England, they will fund you, they will give you loans to go to school to at least to better your life. And you don't know if Igbo don't even a drop of cup of water for the woman. So it makes it very difficult. So when we want to do things, I'm not saying that you're not doing what you have to do. You've done very normal. Like make anyone that comes out and talk on behalf of Akwa Ibom and all for the better days of Akwa Ibom people, I think we'll have a better community or a better society in our own state. So reach out to them and tell them that they shouldn't clap for themselves, that what they are doing, that they've not even done it, that they should start doing what they need to do, which is needful, so that we as Akwa Ibom people can benefit, and we that are outside in the diaspora can at least go back to the little hustle that we hustle and keep to ourselves. The million families go cooking, not any of sourcing one and don't sourcing one community. So that's my own thing. So I was saying, hold on, they are one effort. They will try and do more and try and spread their goodness in a very positive dimension. So that's my point for now.
Thank you very much.
No, by the way, Edna, before we continue, so it was a long one. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, Prof, because our time is still getting close, and then You
Yes.
have like 10 minutes to help us to round up. Maybe 5 minutes to
Okay.
respond to the guy, 5 minutes to.
5 minutes random. Okay, then. So my response is that everything he said is accurate. I should not. That is true. Why should people have to come from the US to go and start looking for how to help with emergency medicine there? ExxonMobil on its own, for those card managers, should be able to do it. That thing should have been in their budget. You should not require something no to do it for a month. So I'm not going to argue because what he's saying is true. And one thing that he has pointed out that is particularly important is that part of things like this, especially in corporate responsibility, it is the job of our government in Akwa Ibom to make them to keep to their corporate responsibility. So that is true. That is true. Because why should that happen? I mean, people like me should just be able to go on and do our own whatever we're doing. Even though I need to mention though, that training that we did, ExxonMobil gave us a grant. They gave us a grant. They gave us a grant of tens of millions of naira to train doctors and nurses. In fact, when we did that training, for every day, those doctors and nurses came there, ExxonMobil gave them allowance of 40 or 20,000 naira for every day. So they spend their money. What I was saying to him, though, is that I, in addition, also spent my own money. That's really the point. It's not that somebody did nothing. They did their own. But outside that, though, it is actually their responsibility. They should not. They should do everything. That's the point he's making, and I agree. And our government should hold their feet to the fire. They need to spend their budget to help that particular, I named some of the local governments there. That is where the oil is produced. This so-called Nigerian oil, they use the ancestral waters of those people in that Ibno area, Esreket, Eket, Ona, that whole area. It's very, very important that SMOB focus his work there, increase his budget. They don't need, in fact, they bring people from outside, they should be paying those people to come and help, not the other way around. So that would be my response to him. You know me, if there was anything he said that I didn't think I did not agree with, I would have said I agree 100%. But I also want to call on people like him because we are trying to work as a group. They can contact me through Offiong Aqwa at gmail.com. Offiong Aqwa at gmail.com. We can do all of this together. So that we can work together, we can exchange information about what we are doing. If they have ideas, they can bring it. His request that we should speak to our politicians, I'll do it. I will speak to our senators. I'll speak to the people who run Akwa Ibom State that any of them that I have an opportunity to interact with from time to time. I have opportunity to interact with some of them. I will make it very clear to them. It is their job. That is just what it is. It is their job to press on companies that are making money in Akwa Ibom to carry out corporate responsibility. So that's what I want to say about that part. So, Edna, you had given me the opportunity to round up. Well, as I said, when you invited me to, by the way, this particular program, in case people don't know, this is the one program we have like this. People forget that even in Nigeria, Akwa Ibom doesn't even have their own even radio that covers the country. Akwa Ibom doesn't have a television. No Akwa Ibomite owns a national TV station in Nigeria. No Akwa Ibomite owns a national newspaper in Nigeria. People don't realize this. So Edna, Namami, they might see Edna coming here. This looks small, but this is big because she's the first one to do it. So we need to support her anyhow we can. So once more, I thank her. I've thanked her before. What she's doing is a good thing. We hope it will increase. You've heard, it looks like she has made a lot of effort to try all kinds of ways. She's talked about trying to establish a site in some hotel in New York. All of these things that she's doing this thing selflessly. She's not being paid. She has her own life, just like me. I have what I'm doing here in New York. She has what she's doing with her own family in London. But the thing is, it's hard. Near the blood of Akwa Ibom for you to just want to leave everything like that. That is why people like her and me, in our own different ways, engage. But the last point I want to make is what we said. It is very, very important that we don't look right now. I'm committee and I like to be very blunt. We have 5 people that I've heard want to be governor of Akwa Ibom State. Maybe you're from more. None of them should be governor. None.
What are their names?
These, well, you have you have an Offiong who was former speaker, who is now in the federal house. He should not try to be no governor. Why should he be governor? I mean, he has done all of this. You had the senator. You have the senator representing Uyo. What is his name again? His name will pop into my head. You have a senator representing Uyo.
Are you talking about Oba?
You know, Oba has been a finance minister for like 1,000 years. He's been a senator. This is his second term. Let us allow. This doesn't mean these are not bad people. They're good people. I've met them personally, but Offiong cannot be the nicest. You meet him, he will almost kneel down to greet you, even though he knows he's bigger than you. But my thing is this: those people. They have failed the state. I'm sorry I will tell them this. They can do anything they like to me, but I want a fresh face, Edna. I want a fresh face. I don't want.
Are you saying that the young people should come in?
Even whether it's young or old. I don't want people who have been associated for too long in Akwa Ibom politics, who have a senator, federal house, all those senators from Bodo. Till now, you don't. We are still complaining. Look at that man calling from London. So free boy, what is it for? So they have done their own. Yama is a been a fresh person. I want somebody I've never heard of before. That's what I want. Run Central Bank Abuja or Kimoiki run company, chief accountant to Dangote, but that's what I want. I don't want to see anybody who have been in politics before. These people have not done well. We need a fresh face. We need somebody who has achieved something in his life. We don't need somebody though. Government can be the he's a fresh face. He's done well in his profession somewhere. Then okay, you know what? Let me run Akwa Ibom. We would rather that. So I don't want any old politician. We don't want any old person, this big senator, this senator, that chief, this doctor, that. We don't want any of that. We want a fresh person with the fresh ideas who has at least national experience, international exposure. Not the runner. It will be easy. I can go and talk to that person, but look, this is what we need to do. Other people like that guy who called from London can talk to that person. Even you deserve now, and the person will understand. But all these big Nigerian politicians, I think we've had enough of them. We don't need them.
Okay, Mr. Offiong, thank you so much, Prof, for coming on the show today. And I think we really had a good time. And I thanks sincerely to the caller, the honey caller for today. In fact, I listened to what he said. It made a lot more sense. All he said. I don't know if you can get in touch, and maybe one day we can host you, so that you two come and tell us more. I think we have a friend of the Prof today on the show. And
Petroleum, please.
Oh, thank you for joining us, for staying till. I didn't know that my voice was not coming. I muted myself, so realized it. Okay, I thought they gave me Benini so that I can talk about him before I join. But anyway, it's okay. Is there you can see it to Parawa, Kwa Mudum. You get a Parawa take it, do so more Tarakando. You don't get a coin Munton, now you get a mogis open. There is more than make it more than a young mogis. Okay, we have in David Imo. Okay, Mr. David Imo. Mr. David Moore is here today to talk about the group in Toko. This group called Ndito Akwa Ibom in diaspora. And if you can look at this, look at the screen, I think they are launching their website today officially. So, and David Moore is a group PRO, and David Moore Abake is. Yeah. So David Moore is here on the show today to talk about the group, and let me not waste my time. David Moore, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you, man. Thanks for having me on board today.
Yeah, it's good. So I think we wanted to have you for a long time. So you've been kind of dodging us all the time. But today we hook you here. At least if it's not here, so he allow you to come up on the show. Thanks be to God. So now tell us about this group, because you're the group PRO. So I believe that you know more about this group than every other person. So tell me about this group.
Okay, Ndito Akwa Ibom, Mikomo. Thank you very much for having me today in this platform today. I am Mary David Moore, as they told us before. I represent Ndito Akwa Ibom Youth in Diaspora. I know some of us may not hear about the group called Ndito Akwa Ibom Youth in Diaspora. Ndito Akwa Ibom Youth in Diaspora are the group of indigents of Ndito Akwa Ibom state who are living in other countries across the world. What I mean by across the world is, like, for example, I'm here in Asia, America, Canada, anywhere. So far, a living human being is there. It may surprise you that we have, in each continent, we have more than 1 or 5 Ndito Akwa Ibom state living there. You know, back in the days, we believe Ndito Akwa Ibom is travel there. But now, thank you for the social media now. It has been able to put us in one accord. So we now know that Ndito Akwa Ibom, which in those days we did not even get in touch with them. So this group is the people outside the world who are not in Nigeria, who are not in Akwa Ibom state, but trying to come together as one family in order to have a simple goal, and also see how they can extend their helping hands to those people who have not able to reach the level where they are. So that is why we are here today to also introduce the group to you, the viewers back there home, anywhere you are listening to me right now. You are free to ask me to call in and then find out 1 or 2 things about the group, and I'm here to answer you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, David Moore, and then God bless you. Tell us about the membership. Now, you said people should, you just tell us who you are, what you do. I mean, what about the membership? If somebody's listening to you now, they want to join, how are they gonna get? How can they join?
Okay, thank you very much, Ma, for the question. First of all, the group, we are NGO. We are not political entity, neither are we political beneficiaries. No, we are just a group of individuals, just as I said before, trying to come together. We have people that there is no membership without a group, and there is no group without a membership. So we have a wonderful set of people. What I mean by wonderful set of people, in fact, I'm proud and I thank God for discovering this set of people in Akwa Ibom State who are our members. in several times, as in like in all aspect of life, area of sociality, attitude, manners of approach, and and so on and so forth. The members are so encouraging. The members of the group of Ndito Akwa Ibom youth in diaspora, they are once in a million.
Okay. That how you said okay, they don't get different area, different country in Akwa Ibom. So how do you do the meeting?
Yes.
Meeting in Nambia, how do you meet?
Yes, thank you very much for the question. Yeah, though it may surprise us to say, this man is talking from Asia, and he said he has a member in US, Australia, um, Germany, Italy, or whatever, all over the world. We have the days of our meeting. We have Wednesdays, and we have Saturdays an official meeting there. And here in this social media platform, that is where we come together as one family, and then we meet. There's a particular time we meet by 4 o'clock Nigerian time. Despite the country where you are, you have to stick to your time. By 4 o'clock Nigerian time, we have a platform of where we meet together, and then we get to see ourselves through a video call. And then uh, God so kind for 1 or 2 years that we have been together in this group, the meeting we have come together as, in fact, it has been marvelous, it has been wonderful. So we meet on the social media platform. We don't meet physically because we are in different part of the world.
Okay. I know you have you just you can see it asked me to put your website on the screen, and it's rolling there now. So you want to tell us about the website? So
Yes, ma. The website that we display on the screen is to enable the new members, or the, well, I said, for those people that is hearing me right now, because of time, we don't really have much time to give into to on what we stand for, or what we have done so far for the past 1 or 2 years we have been together. But with the help of the website, I think it will enable you the viewer back home now. Please, immediately after this section, try and log into the website, and then you get to know more about us. We are just helping hands who trying to use our little resource stands to touch the life of people in Akwa Ibom State. We are not the richest set of people in Nigeria, or neither in Akwa Ibom State, but we are using the little which God has blessed us with in order to change the face of the people presently in Akwa Ibom. If you log into our website, you see we have a gallery there of which we have displayed the project we have gone so far for the 2 years now. We have a project 2017, 2018, and presently right now you see the gallery is there. Photo speak. I don't know how to put it to you, but when you log into our website, you see by yourself that it is real. There are a lot of group online. There are a lot of groups out there whereby a lot of people will tell you, bring out your money, please come and invest in charity, come and do this, or so many stories. At the end of the day, you will not even see what your money goes for. But this one, you are through the website, you'll be able to see that, yeah, this is real, and this is what they have done so far. And you you see who are the members, which part of the world, where do they stay, where they come from, who are the leaders of the group. We have the financial aspect, we have the administrative, we have the leaders of the group who are also displayed, matron over there in the website. So I encourage you, please, to log into the website. It will encourage you also to know that what we stand for the positive part of a better tomorrow in Akwa Ibom State. Thank you very much.
okay. I want for the last question I'm gonna ask is that all these things you're doing, charity, helping hands, humanitarian works, and all that. What do you stand to gain from there?
Yeah, as I said before, we are pure NGO. We are not government beneficiaries, neither are we government group for political campaign. No, it's just pure humanity. We look at where we came from. We are all from indigenous of Akwa Ibom State, and then we see we are trying to not just the government alone to think for the future of Akwa Ibom State, not just the government alone to think of the better way out, the academic section, the medical section, the taking one child out of the street and giving him a better phase of life. So that is why we came together. So we are not benefiting. We are not doing this because maybe we want to contest for a political office tomorrow in the state or in the national level. No, we don't have any political ambition. Neither do we have any hidden agenda. So it's just pure humanity.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. David Imo, all the way from Asia. Well, this is not going to be the last or the first or the last time we'll be on the show to talk about this group, and we will come again, and then you come with full package. And I know the notice was very short, but thank you for making your time to be here today and to share with us. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
As you can see, we'll go on a musical break, and I think we still have one more member to talk about this group, and then we will let you have the taste of our comedy for today, and you take it further from there. thank you. Welcome and wow. So keep on bringing everybody at the same time. Eh, okay. This one is oh my God. Ndi Mbakara. Okay. Thank you, viewers. This one, my voice is not very loud because it's very loud. So, Mama can now, it says so nice. Oh, okay. Enough of all these sentiments. Oh God. Thank you very much for joining me today. And we can see on the screen the Freke Aqwa is the group financial secretary. She stays in US, and you can see the working here before look at the PRO, now the financial secretary, the person that knows where our money goes to, where how we spend our money, making sure that everybody back on track. So she's here now. She's not only here, she's here representing the group with the t-shirt with the logo on it and represent being proud of it. Oh, I give you salute, man. Take it. Take it, take it, take it. You do well. Hey, it what did them. Okay, enough about these stories. Okay, Ndito, welcome on the show. I know we are rapping, please. Today, no rap. Let's be serious. Tell us, you are the group financial secretary. Okay, tell us how do you manage this? How do you manage the finances of this group? Being back in America and other people are the different countries.
Well, I hope you guys can hear me. Miss Edna, can you hear me?
Very well, loud and clear.
Okay. Well, the financial aspect of this group is very easy. Even though we're all over the world, we definitely have a monthly financial report, which all the members of the group, when you're registered and full member, you have access to hear my financial report every month. And you see me, I'm that kind of financial secretary that I will chase you for your dues. You understand? Because our dues is very important to us, and you understand. And in any organization, you know that there's certain kind of responsibility each member has and have to obey by. That's why we also have constitutions, which I refer to it every time. And each member have to sign it and have a copy of them by the side, because every time I'm talking to you, I will refer you back to your constitution. So as our honorable PRO said earlier, even though we are all over the world, we are connected by social media. We have our meetings once every week, which is on Saturdays. We have interactions, which is on Wednesdays. That interaction is to just air out some things that you've been going through, have fun, laugh for that 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours with your fellow brothers and sisters. You understand? And then we go from there. We do, like you said, today, we're launching our official website, which I'm very proud of and I'm very honored to be a part of. And as you can see, I rep it very well. In every shape and form, I rep it. You understand? So I want everybody, if you really want to know about us, you go to our website and you find out about us. To be one of our members is like the easiest thing possible. All you have to do is fill out your application. Just like any other organization, there's a there's a fee that comes with the membership form. You send in your form, the form is looked through, because we have to do our thorough investigation. Because after too much. So we have to know if you are really from Akwa Ibom descendant. Some of my English is more than Kanyan because from where I was brought up. So We have to do investigation and make sure you are one of our brothers and our sisters before we decide to bring you into the group. So we do investigation. I'm asking application. No. And I send away kite for a camfo, for a temfo, your grandfather, everything. We have to make sure you are our indigent. And because our group is all about love and peace, and getting together with one another, like my PRO also said, we're not a political organization. We do not assign ourselves to any organization politically. We stand on our own. We have our own values. We have what we're trying to do. He also said, we're not rich, and God knows we're not rich, but by the grace of God, all of us will be rich one day. But from the little we have, we're trying to lift up some of our people back home, that we know that our position is better than them. You understand? We're not all sent. We're not the most powerful people in the world. We're just a small group of Ndito Akwa Ibom that are just gathering as one, in one harmony and love, which we want to put that forward towards our own people that it's at home, that we love. You can achieve the unachievable, and to understand that we're not trying to step on the toes of our government. Our governor is doing his job. Other people are also doing their, are just learning our own hands. You understand? The little we have, we're just trying to help out. So we really want people to go to our website to find out who we are. And if you like to join us, like I said, we'll welcome you with open hands. Because one thing, if you decide to join, you must wear my t-shirt though. Because my t-shirt, you must wear it just like I'm wearing it very proudly, because I'm really proud of this group. That's why I'm wearing it. So when you want to join this group, you must wear it as proudly as I'm wearing it.
Okay, because our time is running very fast and I can't stop laughing. So I don't get me time to suck ya worry about. Can get then do go never get yero and I'm shakara and I took see an agenda. So I want to say thank you so much, Ndito for coming on the show today. It's really, really make a big difference. A lot of people are listening to you. They know, they heard what you've said. The website address is running there, www.nditoakwibom.org. Okay, then the email is also there as well. So if you want more like Ndito say, go there and find out who is Ndito. What you say Ndito me tang me do paniko. So you better go and look into the website now, and then anyway make your own judgments about the group, and then we'll take it from there. And I want to say thank you so much, Ndito, for coming on the show. That's a nice t-shirt you got on there. Really nice, a nice hair as
I know.
well.
Thank you, thank you, thank
I
you.
can see that.
Thank you,
Don't
thank
worry.
you, thank you. Look at it very
Okay.
well, look at it.
Okay. Now we're going to the segment of comedy. So we just have this little comedy. People say after talking, we need to laugh. So we had a little short video, I think 3 minutes or 4 minutes for you to sit down and enjoy yourself. So we have
So,
just
my brother, take it. Okay? That is what your brother came to give you. When you finish, you want to ring water, you give him water.
Your daughter Mary, how is she?
Go. Mary have go to celebrate.
Why? Has it gotten to that?
My brother, Mary have got to celebrate. You have not heard what Mary have done to me.
What?
Somebody gave me 50,000 as contribution money. I carry it and gives to Mary. I said, go and pay and put in my account. Mary have the attitude to pay it into another somebody account.
What?
I tells you, that is what Mary have done to me. Mary can't even know how to do anything. He's foolish in the head, foolish everywhere. Common increase, he can't spoken.
With your level of education,
Okay.
first class in English language,
Okay.
a man with great knowledge.
Thank you. A man of vitality, because and from.
Mary should have taken after you.
A lion keeping better good. You know I'm a lion, but I don't know how I give better good. Mary say good.
As intelligent as you are,
Mary can't even spoken good English.
God forbid.
But I teach her every day. Mary can't know anything. Mary don't look like me. Oh, where people talk about the human beings, she have come.
I agree.
Mary, how are you?
Change. How much change?
800 naira change, but I have given 300 at that tell already. I want to collect you 500 and add for him.
It's okay. Oh yeah, give me the 1,000, then make it 3 change.
The 1,000 is with that man now. That is why I said I want to collect you 500 and add for him. It's very far.
Mary, I don't understand. My brother, you have to understand this kind of thing. You are saying that you have celebrated 200 naira and give to the person, is it not? And you have give the person 300 naira. And you are coming to collect me 500 to go and keep the person. And where is the bread?
The bread is with that man.
Mary, where is the place?
That place that we stand at the enter bus, that place.
Oh! Can't pass it, my brother. Does you understand what this young lady is saying? Where she have talks about is like somebody to tell from a Uerekpa to Iesha. Huh? I tell you the truth. That is where this animal is coming from. And she have left the bread and keep there. Can you see what somebody have done?
Mary. Mary.
Hello.
You see, when your father here told me that you are foolish, I didn't believe it. Now I can see.
Daddy, no allow Satan use you. This thing is very small. To go give person change. Now you don't turn up to work.
Mary, in this war fame, I, Dr. Kanpasi Pangokwa, I am going to kill you. You are animal.
God have mercy. Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today on the show. I hope you join us next week, the same time, the same day, that is Sunday, please. And then make sure you invite somebody next Sunday. Invite a lot of people to join us on the show next Sunday. We're gonna have a very interesting show next Sunday. And then by that time, we should be able to host people or our guests all the way from our Uyo studio, Ndito Akwa Ibom mini studio in Uyo Akwa Ibom State. So I can't wait for that day to come, So thank you so much, and then God bless. Keep on sending your comments, please. If there's anything you want us to change, you want us to add in the show, please send those texts, those numbers you see on the screen, and then we'll take it up from there. Your comment is highly welcome. So thank you very much for joining me on the show today. May God bless you. May God protect you for the rest of the week. Thank you, and God bless.
Misini we maidi, iyo mo bauyong. Si Akwa Ibom nyen, idong ito. Ito ini kutum keste ni nabido baraswele. Mfonu songi sangi daga miedong boyo. Ito ini mpara wanyen, eya ini uteminam. Koro mi bo wanyen eso ekere mpoe bangi wanyen. Iyang nyini diana kimai nama Akwa Ibom mfono kanami. Ke Akwa Ibom state anyero do kenyino. Akwa Ibom ya bo. Akwa Ibom nyen, ani na manyen. Akwa Ibom ya bo. moke kwa ibom amamri paso baba ke kwa ibom fly over moke kwa ibom yo adani song aso baba ke kwa ibom champion wiri sa baba ke kwa ibom uwenu kumibo enam ke kwa ibom ibo ko ido for na do med ine kwa ibom mumi anko enam ke kwa ibom akwa ibom idori fu edom me mantimpo ya do do abasio ngadiom Ndito Akwa Ibom naso mfoni ban moke kwa ibom yo akwaye mi do etia wandu dia kwa ibom Ndito sifon kibana kwa ibom ese tumebe kama kibana kwa ibom nyin kidare dem kuba fere asa papa ko kimodo ke kwa ibom e banku kwa fere fan mode ke kwa ibom idi kamiko mode ke kwa ibom iba tong yu konsum mode ke kwa ibom ipo tuyo mode ke kwa ibom idi aran ni sibo soto kwa ibom nyin akwa ibom yo yentimpo mi po wonyin e yana kimao kenyimpo anyesi diongpo mo owon felicity go enemy waisino abasi yarima yu foro ye di diana kie adem tedmo kirem Ndito Akwa Ibom Akwa Ibom ya ya bo Akwa Ibom yen ade ilo meme Akwa Ibom ya ya bo ilianu bo ya fana kana me Akwa Ibom ya ya bo Akwa Ibom yen ade ilo meme Akwa Ibom ya ya bo ilianu bo ya fana kana me anangi bibioro ilianu bo ya fana kana me iwan ilianu bo ya fana kana me edu kawere enam ke kwa ibom mitaika ebote kwa ibom elesi ukamajit etoke kwa ibom tomatoes etoke kwa ibom ndo ukamajit ya ibom no kimameme kimamaba afun bona fono anangi bibioro ilianu bo ya fana kana me iwan ilianu bo ya fana kana me merci pour ça ilianu bo ya fana kana me for labor union ilianu bo ya fana kana me me koi wa mo bien ilianu bo ya fana kana me